Right here. Right here.
Game on game strong, let's break the mold. Chasing the stories yet unfold. Passion ignites like a blazing fire. Knowledge takes us higher, higher. Out of the box where the wild ones play. We see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. The field's alive with endless dreams. We're more than stats, we're the in-between. A slam dunk thought.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Sully Squad. Very, very happy days here in Philadelphia. LeBron James, to the surprise of many, picked the Philadelphia 76ers. Surprise of many, but people that actually, people that know ball, I think kind of realize that, the Sixers are, out of all the teams he could have picked, I mean, the Sixers are the ones that have the best chance of winning a title, and LeBron saw it. So, very, very happy day in Philadelphia. Friday, I know I was shocked and freaking out. So we'll get a lot of Sixers talk and, what this means for Philadelphia. And then the Phillies, the Phillies had a very, very disappointing homestand, Phillies, very disappointing homestand. Now they're on the road at Miami, and then they have a trip to Baltimore this weekend. So we'll get a little bit of Phillies. And I don't know about you guys, man, but every other year, like the Eagles start training camp on Wednesday, and I can't remember a time in my life in Philadelphia where there was less buzz about the Eagles because of all the other shit going on. So we got tons to get to, but I know I got my usual cast here. But the first things first, the LeBron news.
Where's he going?
What's that?
Where's he going? When's he going to announce?
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm like, right?
I know. You know what? It's funny. I gotta admit, for a while I thought he was coming to Philly, and then last week I was like, man, he's just dragging this joint along. Yeah. I'm sitting here like, yo, when's this a-hole gonna sign? All this stuff, and then here he comes to Philadelphia. So it was I know when they announced it, I went running up to the front of the office. I was like screaming. I'm like, we got LeBron James. And then I treated everybody to lunch. I was like, we got LeBron. I said, I got lunch today. You know what I mean? So, but anyway.
Did you get quarter pounders?
What's that?
Did you get quarter pounders?
BOGOs.
Now, you know what? It wasn't no dollar menu either, man. We did McGurk's, dog. We did McGurk's. It wasn't no like fucking nice. Dollar Johns, you know what I'm saying?
That's
Joey doing them
right
cheap
there.
shit.
Yeah, I didn't do no cheap shit, man. Well, hey, but like I said,
not on
man,
LeBron Day.
Not on LeBron Day. When LeBron be coming, dog, you got to come correct. You know what I mean? So let's get everybody's reaction. Diego, man, what was? I know you were probably freaking out.
I couldn't contain myself. I was all emotional and shit. Yeah, it was fucking. I don't know. It was unbelievable. I heard that shit. I was like, it's kind of like I don't know. The best player, arguably ever, is on the Sixers.
Yeah,
22-time All-Star on the Sixers. Like, who would have thought? We don't get treats. We don't get treats like that. Sixers don't get players like that.
For a long time.
What?
What's that?
I said Allen Iverson played for a long time with the Sixers. Like
he's not LeBron James though. Like,
oh man,
that hurts. Talent-wise, he's not LeBron James. Like, LeBron James is one of the greatest ever. Allen Iverson is the greatest Sixer ever. There's a huge difference there. You know what I mean? One's been to the finals 10 times. One's been to the finals once. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Hey, and listen, I love Allen Iverson, but I don't even think he's the greatest Sixer. I mean, this isn't. Hey man, this isn't me shitting on AI. I'm actually rocking an AI jersey right now. I mean, Iverson was great, but like, to me, I mean, if you're talking greatest Sixers, I mean, I would take Dr. J over AI. You know what I'm saying? But
I mean, you probably take this 42-year-old LeBron James over prime AI.
I'm taking Billy Cunningham.
Yeah.
So Shams said he's probably going to be like our primary ball handler, which we all kind of knew. But I want to see how it affects. Like everyone's going to have to take a back seat kind of to each other. Like three of the starters were like 3 of the top 10 most used guys in the league last year. Jaylen Brown, Maxey, and Embiid, when they're on the court, they're just like. They're used almost every single play. So there's only one ball, and everyone doesn't touch the rock anymore. Another thing that's a little bit worrisome. Listen, we got LeBron James, so like all this stuff is
they'll figure it out.
Like a tiny problem. But like, does this kind of stunt VJ Edgecombe's growth? He's
going to come off the bench. I was listening to a lot of WIP this weekend because my son was moving, so I was in the moving truck a lot and listening to all this stuff and. It seemed to be the consensus that VJ will probably come off the bench. I mean, what's his face? Didn't Harden win 6-man? Coming off the bench, you have some big name players. Havlicek come off the bench.
I don't see that though. You're not gonna a second. He was one of the best rookies in the league last year. He still fits the starting lineup. Still fits. Like Maxey, Edgecombe, Brown, LeBron, Embiid is a prototypical lineup for every single position. I wouldn't mess with it. I'm not starting Wade. I'm not starting Anthony. Like who? You're not starting anybody.
They were saying, and I'll just tell you what they. Like I said, when I say they, people calling in and the analysts, they were just saying that for VJ's point, he'll get the ball a lot more coming off the bench that way. He'll be able to shoot a lot because who do you go to when you have, like you said, the top 3?
Yeah, I agree. He'll start. He'll probably play a lot of his minutes with the second unit.
And then what they were saying, Embiid needs to play under the net, and he doesn't need to be throwing the threes up all the time. So he needs to play a different way. Hopefully that'll all rub off, and that's the kind of basketball that they can play.
So what you're saying, he really needs to be a true center.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
I don't know about that though. When you got two guys that are going to be going at the basket, like Jaylen Brown and Maxey are both rim attacking players. LeBron gets to the basket. I think it's more of a like you spread everybody out. You make people try to beat you, like try to get to the basket with you. If you got Embiid parked there, he's in the way. He's gotta be outside.
I read 3 different because I wanted to get different perspective on this. 3 different questionnaires and who is the actual best 76ers player right this moment?
Jaylen Brown.
Exactly. That's exactly
Jaylen Brown is a Sixers best player.
Is number 1. Exactly it.
Obviously, Embiid's our most talented player, but your prototypical NBA superstar is Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, like all these type of players. Anthony Edwards, 6'5", 6'6", can control the ball, can shoot high volume, score at a high pace. He's our best player.
So it's going to come down to egos and I guess Nick Nurse figuring out how to play these guys.
I mean, that's why you got LeBron James, though. LeBron James is a coach on the court. I feel like that's his biggest asset is him making sure everyone's where they should be.
Yeah. Well, here's a thought. Well, first off, I mean, I know people were saying that shit on for Embiid to be down low. I'm kind of with Diego though. To me, if Embiid's posting up down low, that's clogging the lane to guys that drive. I actually think Embiid. But here's a thought.
Embiid might shoot the most threes he's ever shot in his career.
Well, no, but here's a thought though. What I think would make sense, to be honest with you guys, is now VJ probably does start, but if you could talk him into being a 6-man, if you could start Maxey, Brown, LeBron at the 3, Dean Wade at the 4, and then you start Embiid because of ego, because he wouldn't come off the bench. But if you could run with them, if you could maybe have Embiid, maybe Embiid plays like 3-4 minutes, you take him out, right? But then see, you'll never get him to do it. But to be honest with you guys, what would make sense is if you actually had Embiid and again, it won't happen. But you have so much firepower on this team. It would make the most sense to actually, if somehow you could talk Embiid into being. Can you imagine if you could talk Embiid into coming off the bench? I know
Yeah,
you won't.
I don't think you have to talk Embiid to come off the bench. I think you have to talk Embiid to being okay with 20, 25 minutes a game.
Right, but my point is he's going to have to start probably because it's ego. He's not going to want to not start, right? But if you could play it where you get Jaylen Brown early in the LeBron gets Jaylen Brown and Maxey involved early in the game, right? Then when you get maybe halfway through the first quarter, some of those guys come out, boom, all of a sudden, hey, you know what? Motherfuckers, we're going at you with VJ Edgecombe and Embiid. Now what? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they would play Embiid like what? I feel like they would play him like the first 9 minutes of the first quarter straight.
Right.
Then they sit him till like 5 minutes left in the second.
Right, but what I'm thinking is though, do you really need this team has so much firepower? You almost kind of want to flip that. Like let LeBron get all the other guys involved, and then let Embiid play that role late first quarter and through the second quarter. Embiid could get you 10 to 15 points in like 10 to 15 minutes. Meanwhile, and that span while Jaylen Brown's on the bench and Maxey, you know what I'm saying? Like this team has so much firepower. I mean, it's
and that could be an issue. Too much.
I've managed Embiid's minutes all year.
Sean, let's hear what Sean has to say.
Basically, pick your poison. The roster's so talented from front to back. Starting,
you think too many players, too many good players could ruin this, or?
I mean, well, for me, probably see first 5 games, to see where they go. Just like you said, like Joey said, Embiid's ego, Jaylen Brown. I think they all should mesh because they have to realize, like Diego said, look at the talent they have. You'd be stupid not to. It's so from front to back, and even the bench because they're getting Caldwell Pope, Dean Wade, Anthony Simmons. I mean, like I said, and I'll say it again, pick your poison. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, Mike Papper Jr. says, use Embiid like Greg Pop did Manu Ginobili off the bench. Yeah. I mean,
that's an idea.
Yeah, but
you agree though, because with his injuries, Joey.
At this point, in this
what I mean.
Do you think Embiid needs to go for the ring and not worry about the stats?
I don't think Embiid's worried about stats. I think Embiid, like if Jaylen Brown comes to your team, LeBron James comes to your team, you have Maxey and Edgecombe, you got and you're getting hurt every year. You got to let these guys take the forefront, and like you're going to settle into a role. Embiid's most important role is probably going to come in the playoffs. They don't need Embiid during the regular season. Right. They should be a 1 or 2 seed with or without Embiid. LeBron, Jaylen Brown, Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Wade. If that was my starting 5 coming into the season, I feel good that we can push to the championship.
Absolutely.
So I mean, Embiid's great in the playoffs because everything slows down in the playoffs. It becomes a half-court game. Embiid's best thing is playing in the half-court, slowing the game down, getting his back to the basket, hitting you with a little fadeaway. You know what I'm saying? Attracting attention. You can chill with Embiid all year, manage his minutes, get him 10, 15, 20 minutes here and there, and then just have him ready for the playoffs when everything slows down.
You know what?
This is a good question. Dave's got a good question.
Yeah, no, I saw that. Yeah. Just real quick, I'll get to Dave's question right now, but they need Embiid to play the old man Kareem Abdul-Jabbar role that with the Showtime Lakers. Like you guys remember, like Kareem was the dominant force all those years in the late 70s, like 1980. And then as Showtime started kicking on, they were running up and down the court. But guess what, though? In big moments and big games, particularly in Game 6 versus Detroit, the Lakers needed to win that, John, to stay alive. And they wound up winning in 7. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar made huge plays in overtime and late in the fourth quarter because they went down low to him. You know what I'm saying? But to Dave Yarnell's question, I'll be honest with you guys. I know LeBron's 41 years old. I think I'm gonna say honestly that LeBron. I think all these guys kind of look to LeBron to be the leader. I don't think it's quote unquote LeBron's team.
It's not.
But if LeBron is going to play a lot of majority point guard, I think it kind of is going to. I think LeBron is going to get everybody in check. So I'm going to say I kind of think it's LeBron's team, to be honest with you.
I don't think it's anyone's team.
No, I don't either. That's exactly what I think.
I feel like that's the mentality everyone's got to come in with.
Yeah,
Look, we're all good enough. We're all good enough to be a number one option on a team. Let's just all be like a team. You know, however it goes, whoever's hot that day.
You saw the first year the Dodgers. Remember the first year the Dodgers put all those guys together? They couldn't do shit. The Mets bought all that talent. Look where they're at.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
all these great talent doesn't do shit.
If the game starts right and they're doubling Embiid and they're really playing LeBron James tight and Maxey hits 3-4 threes, yo, it's your team tonight.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like, I don't feel like this. There's too many stars on this team for anyone to be like. I don't think LeBron James is coming in like, yo, it's my team, guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm kind of with you. Maybe I worded it wrong. I don't necessarily mean
I know what you mean.
that it was quote unquote LeBron's team. I just meant
it's a fault to LeBron because he holds the ball the most.
Well, no, and not even that. I just kind of meant like they're gonna look to LeBron to kind of be like the leader. So like kind of in the way that you said, like case in point, like to be real, in the regular season. When they're playing 82, there may even be a night where Anthony Simons is cooking off the bench.
KCP can hit threes. That dude Wade can play.
3-4 quick threes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here's a big thing. If and this is again just me listening and reading a lot. A big thing they were saying is when you say it's not his team. It's going to be his team though when and if the Sixers, let's say, start faltering, the first thing they're going to go to is it's James' fault. It's James's,
And
so it's not his team, as you said, but it's kind of his team if they don't do well.
You're right. You're right.
No,
and it should be. Everything this year, if they don't win a championship, hey, James made the decision to come here. So you're saying that you feel the best that we can win the championship with you. And Embiid. This comes like Max is our future star. Jaylen Brown's going to be our future star. This year, the most is weighing on Embiid and LeBron James. LeBron James is the one that goes back and forth on teams and gets all the eyes on him. And Embiid is the super talent that like just never
couldn't the
reached
Sixers
his potential.
almost play? Couldn't the Sixers almost play like a game, 2 games in one? So during the game, they can actually almost, in a way, I want to say, field 2 teams. Not the word field, but they can put on the court 2 different teams and completely throw off the other team because, like,
yeah, they
how
can.
do we play this? How do we do that? Because it's a totally different look, let's say, in the second half. They have enough guys to do that.
Let me ask you guys a question.
Again, there's no iron team, basically,
do you think,
just like you said.
Correct. Team.
Like if the Sixers don't make it out the East, it's Nick Nurse's job.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Oh, God, yeah.
Without a question.
Fucking broiler.
I mean, what's the space? Who's the Lakers? Who was the big? I can just be drawing a blank. Won all the championships for the Lakers. The coach.
Phil Jackson.
Yeah,
Phil Jackson.
He got all those guys. Think about it. He's a good coach, obviously, but he also got all the players he needed with with Shaq and with Kobe and all them. This is what Nick Nurse is getting. Let's see how good Nick Nurse can get these guys to play.
But not only that, I don't know how true it is. I sent it to Joey. Jason Kidd supposed to be an assistant coach.
I think that was just a rumor.
Is that like
it would have
AI
been nice, but
player development or something? Was that true or is that a rumor?
I think that was a rumor too.
But whatever the case may be, I mean, back to Nick Nurse, he's definitely on the hot seat, without a doubt. Sure. But it should be a fun, exciting team. You're good. They got 34 primetime games.
Yeah.
34.
That's why Silver was saying, let's get moving, make a decision.
Yeah,
we got some scheduling to do.
And you know what? And Paul Spencer says he agrees everything falls on LeBron, chip or bust. He chose the team to get the ring. Plus Nurse is going if they struggle. I think one thing we have to keep in perspective. When LeBron went to Miami, the first year in Miami, they started off 10-9, and then they rolled. When he went back to Cleveland in 14-15, they started off, I think it was like 20-19, and then they started going on a roll. So I know we're all gung ho, and now in all fairness, this team's more talented.
I was gonna say this team starts 20 and
It's going to
19.
take time to gel together.
That's an issue. Like they should win games this year because they're so talented that they play worse in.
Well, I was gonna say 20 and 19. Yeah, I'm with you because that's plenty of time to get your shit together. But like, and maybe not even 10 and 9. But like, could I see them maybe starting off, maybe say
5 and 5?
10 and 5, 10 and 6, just because you're getting your growing pains. I mean, I could see that.
That's fine.
From what Sean said, the way they got to play is team, not I. That's the problem that they could have to start off.
Shams was on ESPN a little bit ago, and he was saying the biggest word going around the organization is sacrifice.
Okay.
Everyone's going to have to sacrifice something. Like no one's touching the ball as much as they touched it last year.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has to buy into that
too.
You know what? The biggest worry for the Sixers is that Jaylen Brown is a little bit of a head case, that he doesn't start getting annoyed and he become a locker room cancer, being smarter than everybody. As Boston, the shit was like the news was coming out of Boston that he thinks he's smarter than everybody.
Yeah.
But if he's smart enough, like you said, Diego, he comes to his senses and realizes how talented, like all four of us said, this team is, and just shut your mouth up and play.
Sometimes that's hard though.
I get it, but
that's up. Like he could be like, "Yeah, I fucking led the East in points last year." Like I'm talking.
Yeah, LeBron led the league last year, like you said, back to pushing the rock, 10.2 assists, and that's going to be. I mean, we're going to see a lot of good stuff come on this court.
Each game obviously is going to be different. You see a different look each game to throw teams off because, like you said, if they're that good, like you said, whoever's hot, take the hot hand, play differently, shake it up. Nick Nurse is probably the biggest guy in the hot seat, to be honest with you. Probably. He has to get all these big name guys together to play as a team.
You know what? They were talking about sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was saying, if somehow they could convince VJ Edgecombe and Embiid to play to be the go-to guys, from late first quarter through the second quarter, and I really think that would be the perfect way to run this team. Like if you somehow could start, like I said, Maxey, Jaylen Brown, Bron, Dean Wade, and then play and go through Embiid more towards the end of the first quarter when those guys get a rest. If Nick Nurse could convince those guys to do it, I think that would be absolutely amazing because there, like you guys said, there is only one ball, and I think this team will overcome it because of the talent. But I'm kind of with Diego as far as Jaylen Brown is the one wild card because, Sean, like you mentioned, like, oh, well, just shut up, you're winning. But, bro, like that didn't work with AJ Brown, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
it doesn't work with superstar players with big egos. That don't work. Like, just shut up and dribble. It doesn't work that way.
Right. So,
I think LeBron, don't you think that, I mean, if I would hope this, don't you think LeBron talked to, obviously, Maxey, but don't you think he talked to Embiid? Don't you?
Yeah, he talked to everybody. He talked to everybody.
He talked to them and said, look, this is what has to happen, because I don't think he would want to go into a situation where he's going to completely disrupt the team and you're going to have a Brown all pissed off and stuff. This could work. Maybe that's why we got it for 2 years. Maybe they knew. Maybe the first year is going to be all of us getting used to playing with each other, and the second year we're just going to go dominate. Who knows?
See,
I get the bench thing, Jelly, you're saying, but I feel like to win the championship, you need them 5 dudes on the court 38 minutes a game in the playoffs.
Well, yeah, but right. No, I'm with you. But I'm talking about playoffs. Yes, I'm talking about regular season.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is you had Tyrese Maxey take a step forward and be the man last year, right? In Boston, you had Jaylen Brown be the man for the first time in his career. Now all of a sudden, it's a great problem to have, but now you're sharing the court with 4 other guys that can light it up, because even VJ Edgecombe as a young guy can get you 25 to 30 in a night on a good night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my point is, if you somehow could get these guys to check the ego at the door, LeBron could make sure Jaylen Brown gets some of his at the beginning of the game, and Maxey gets some of his at the beginning of the game. Where, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you could work that shit out, and then
Dude, LeBron might be good with taking 7 shots a game.
What's that?
LeBron might be good with taking 7 shots a game, averaging 11, 12 points a game, and just feeding everyone and leading the league in assists.
He could be like a field manager out there. He might want to be a field manager.
To be honest with you, I think that's actually what's going to happen. I don't.
Me too.
He's going to be the field general. Exactly.
Yep.
You know,
LeBron could get you 15 to 18 points on like 6 shots, 7 shots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's another thing I was going to bring up. We're probably going to go to the free throw line more than any team in the whole entire NBA. Like LeBron's going to get his calls, and B gets his calls. You know the problem is? Either Jaylen Brown or Maxey is going to have a shitty whistle, which is probably Maxey. You know, but we're going to go to the line more than any other team in the league. Every player goes to the line.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of this? Paul Spencer says, let's give the man a shitload of credit, Bob Myers. Yeah.
Fucking right.
I give Bob Myers credit. I give Gansey credit. And I'll tell you what. Not that I want to sit here and praise Josh Harris, but I have to. But you know what? I'm actually gonna give the owner a little bit of credit, and I'll tell you why. Because LeBron, first off, there was a report out there that Josh Harris is the one owner that did speak to LeBron last week. I don't know how true that is, but that's what some of the reporters were saying. And let's not kid ourselves. I know there's a lot of basketball reasons that LeBron James came here, but one of the things about LeBron is people have said for years that LeBron wants to get into the ownership aspect after playing ball. And Josh Harris, what is it? The Wolf Blitzer, they own all these different teams. It would not. Kendrick Perkins even brought this up on ESPN last week. Would it shock you guys if maybe they had a little conversation about post basketball? Because I mean, think about it.
Oh, absolutely.
Think about it,
you
right?
said.
Yeah.
23 years in the league, and just like you said, Joey, like, hey, look, come to the team. Let's give you a little taste of what the whole ownership thing is about, and then go from there. I see that happening.
I gotta jump. I'm just gonna ask one quick question, totally off basketball for a second, just to see where you come from.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that Jake Paul is actually going to play in the freaking NFL? There are teams actually out there calling him, his agent now, to bring him into camp.
No,
I would love to.
Way, dude.
As a publicity stunt, yeah, but he's not going to make the team.
I was going to say, I saw that, and then I started watching something. I'm like, you've got to be bleeping kidding me.
I wouldn't mind watching Logan Paul in the preseason get ran over.
I want to see him get jacked up by.
That's what I'm saying. For a team to be like, I'll put him in. I'll play him the most minutes in the preseason just so everyone can watch him get wrecked. You know what I mean? And people watch us. That's not the worst decision.
Yeah, I take my best practice squad player and have him get annihilated. Terry Tate his ass and love it, and then throw a Pokemon card at him.
And those Pokemon cards are expensive, so I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I just
do like Jack Lambert, step over him, spit on him.
With so many things going on, I saw that. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. It's just this guy's trying to make headlines because obviously LeBron is everywhere. But I got to jump.
All right, see you, Jeff.
Yep.
Take it easy, Jeff.
Take it easy, guys. See you next week or whatever. We'll see what happens.
See it.
Yeah, I can't believe we got Bron. You know, that was like the craziest news.
Yeah,
like,
and you know what else?
I thought the Sixers had a chance, but realistically, like I was like, it's never happening. You know, we're the Sixers.
I got a question for you. My buddy's daughter knew somebody that knew LeBron, and they put a bet in for $150. They won $1,500.
Nice.
I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm shocked that you didn't do anything.
Yeah, I was thinking it. Well, I bet. Well, I have a couple different. I got a couple different bets. Like June 18th, after they got Jaylen Brown, and there was rumors we might get LeBron. I put 100 on FanDuel for the Sixers to win the chip. It was plus 2,300, so that would win 2,300. And then I got a few hundred on the Sixers plus 1,000. I was kind of mad at myself because I wish I had put like maybe a few hundred more on the plus 2,300. But I mean, and like I said, there's no guarantee they're going to win. You know what I mean? But I thought for a couple $100 to win, like say 5 Gs, it's where I think even if they make the Eastern Conference Finals, if you could look at it and you could either let it ride for the 5 Gs or maybe they cash you out for a couple grand. You know what I'm saying? So,
you think Sixers are the best team in the NBA?
What?
Do we have the best team in the NBA?
I think talent-wise we do, and to be honest with you, I think this might be one of the best. Now they have to put it. We got to see them play first.
Yes, put it together exactly.
But talent-wise, this might be one of the best starting 5 in the history of the NBA. If you really think about it, I mean, I know LeBron's 40. Like,
I would only put one other starting 5 over top of this one.
Which one's that?
That 2017 Golden State Warriors team with Kevin Durant.
You know what's funny though? If I told you had here everything comes to health, but if there was a healthy Embiid, I would take this team over that because if you
I don't know. See, Draymond would bother Embiid in that at that time. He would get in Embiid's head. He would win that matchup.
I don't know.
Draymond was tough.
Yeah, but a healthy Embiid.
And Steph Curry Steph Curry could really just take a whole game over.
Yeah, that's true.
And Kevin Durant. Yeah, I would say that it's close. It's really close. They're probably the best 2 starting 5s of all time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. Because even if you go back in the day to like the Showtime Lakers, I mean, and the '90s Bulls had the 2 superstars, but the rest of the guys were role players. And the Lakers with Kobe and Shaq, like Kobe and Shaq were awesome, but they had all really high level role players with them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe that LeBron, Wade, and Bosh team, but they were so shitty at the other 2 positions. They paid like them guys like the least amount of money they could. We're like superstar at every single position.
Yeah, Maurice Wright says Draymond wouldn't keep Joel from scoring. I agree there.
I don't know.
Mike Papernick Jr. says.
I mean, OG kept Embiid out of the lane last year.
Yeah, but I meant if you had a healthy, like if Embiid was like not all fucked up. You know what I mean? That's what I meant. Mike Papernick Jr. says, well, LeBron is planning to live in New York City while playing for the Sixers. I have no problem with that, as JJ Redick. Dude, LeBron.
I don't care where you live, dude.
Hey, LeBron could live on fucking Mars as long as he makes it. As long as he makes it to South Philly by the time opening tip comes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, who cares?
All right, so what other moves now? Now they just signed KCP for the bench, and that's a good move. I still think you could use a better backup center.
I think that's Bona. Bona's your backup center.
We have Bona and you have the guy from the Knicks they just signed, but
Haka Purdy or whatever. I mean, listen, I think Bona would be much better on the court with LeBron.
Yeah, but the only thing with Bona can't catch the ball and he gets a lot of fails. Like there's a rumor, one of the writers was saying the Sixers could possibly make a play for Nick Richards. He plays for the Bulls. He's like 28 years old, good rotational guy, but he might make say $6 to $7 million a year. But they may be able to like sign and trade, like if I had to give up
Johnny Broom.
Well, if I had to give up like a Bona, even a Justin Edwards, and like another guy,
I would give that up,
and a couple second rounders to match the $6 million, I wouldn't mind doing that because then Richards could start the games and Embiid misses. You know what I'm saying? And then you could rotate him with the guy from the Knicks, and then when Embiid does play, you still have a nice solid couple guy rotation. You know what I'm saying?
How big is Wade? Can Wade
6'9"?
Can he stick to 5?
He's like 6'10".
I mean, if maybe could he be your backup center if you go small without him being on the court?
He might be able to a little bit. Mike Papernick with the comment here. He said the Lakers had the big three first in Magic, Kareem, Worthy, and all three of the Hall of Fame, and I believe that top is better. Yeah, I mean that's true. I was going to say the '80s Lakers. That's pretty tough because they even had Byron Scott who could really fire, and then before Byron Scott they had Norm Nixon. Norm Nixon was a hell of a player too. But their fifth spot was like, I guess they would play like AC Green and they play Rambis.
I don't think them teams have enough shooting to keep up with the 2017 Golden State Warriors or the Sixers team.
Well, I guess it kind of depends on what style you're playing. Are you playing like the old school '80s style, like run and gun and mid?
Now here's the thing: I feel like this Sixers team could play in any era. Brown's physical and Embiid's big. If he played back in the day, he'd be physical. LeBron is the best athlete we've ever seen in the NBA, physicality wise. His body could hold up in any NBA. You know what I mean?
Yeah, look at this. Austin Weather says Steph takes Maxey, but Joel would take Draymond.
Yeah, healthy Embiid wins that matchup.
Yeah, Clay, Jaylen Brown toss up.
I take Jaylen Brown. He could do more.
Iggy VJ push, but great question. Can we get Gafford on the buyout market? I think they get something in a trade for Gafford. I mean, I'd love to get Gafford, but I have a feeling they could get more than we could probably give them. But you never know. Maurice Wright says defensively teams will have major adjustments. Imagine LeBron getting Embiid easy buckets off assist. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that can happen.
Maurice Wright says those Lakers teams taught us how to shoot. Those Lakers teams were great, man. You even had guys like Michael Cooper coming off,
and Michael Thompson.
Yeah, they don't beat the Sixers team.
What, the '80s Lakers?
Yeah. I don't think that these were. I don't think they looked fast back in the day. They look like they could run back in the day.
I don't know. They were pretty quick, bro.
Yeah, they were.
That's a tough one. Those '80s Lakers. I mean, that's the thing. Magic was ahead of his time, though. I mean, Magic would get that ball next. Like it was like a fucking second they were up the court. I don't know. James Worthy. You know.
I mean, who covers Embiid?
Well, Kareem. I mean, Kareem was old though back then. But is it this? So you know what's funny? This version of Embiid versus like 40-year-old Kareem, that'd be interesting.
That'd be kind of even.
It would. It would. And don't forget Kurt Rambis.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to compare because it's two different NBAs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Maurice Wright says Magic and Kareem taught us the unstoppable hook shot. Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
No one uses it anymore.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? Remember when Ben Simmons did a couple sky hooks? I thought
he used to do that little. It was his imitation of fuck Ben Simmons.
I know, what a pussy. You know what's funny? Remember Colin Cowherd was getting roasted because he made that comment back in 2018. He's like, "Oh, LeBron." He's like, "The league's in good hands. We have Ben Simmons now." And then someone posted on TikTok, or maybe it was X, I forget, but it was a picture of Ben Simmons holding the fish and LeBron James is still playing. And they were like, the amazing longevity of LeBron James, where like Ben Simmons is catching fish and LeBron James is still, going for titles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy, bro.
22-time All-Star is crazy.
Yeah, so anyway, but one last question before we go. I brought it up in the little promo, John. I was asking, is this other than championships? And I realized Bryce Harper was huge, and I don't want to be a prisoner. I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment, because sometimes when something, you automatically think it's the best. But honestly, due to how good LeBron James is and how and how, like, arguably right behind Jordan as best player, and some people even say he is the GOAT. I said, other than championships, this could possibly be the biggest moment in Philadelphia sports history. What's your thoughts on that?
I agree. I think it is the biggest moment in Philadelphia sports history.
Yeah, I mean, because if you think about it, all the years we've been watching sports, and I never saw Wilt Chamberlain. You know what I mean? But like, Wilt Chamberlain is the only other athlete that you could point to and say, you know what, in GOAT conversations and great athlete conversations, maybe he would compare to like a LeBron, because old school basketball guys would say Wilt was the greatest before Jordan, right?
Right. Yeah.
But other than that, LeBron is the great. Like, Bryce Harper was huge, but he's not the player. He's not the baseball player that LeBron James is with basketball. You know what I'm saying?
No.
It's not even fucking close. You know what I mean? So
I don't think it's close. I don't think there's ever been a signing or a moment like that. I know they won the Super Bowl and everything, but he just brought arguably the greatest basketball player of all time to finish out his career at still a high level and give you a chance to win a championship. It's not like the Wizards' Michael Jordan. It's not that. You know what I'm saying? It's just 2 still good years of LeBron James, possibly back-to-back championships. Biggest signing ever.
What do you think, Sean? Am I being overly dramatic, or what do you think?
No, this team's special. It really is, with the talent that they have, and everybody was shocked that we got LeBron. And sky's the limit. So I think, yeah, it's going to be something special if we do and win.
Maurice Wright says T.O. was better. Hey, T.O. was huge. That's true. T.O. was huge, and T.O.'s an all-time great receiver, and I love getting T.O. But it's not it as far as individual talent. No acquisition has been bigger than LeBron. I mean, now some
people argue Moses Malone.
You can argue Moses Malone because Moses, yeah, and you know what?
I mean, he won MVP in the West and then got traded to the Sixers and won MVP in the East. He's still the only player to ever do that in back-to-back seasons. So, get it, but still not LeBron James.
You know what's ironic too? 50 years ago was when they signed Dr. J. Because you could say, I mean, you could kind of say Dr. J, because Dr. J at the time the Sixers got Dr. J was the face of the ABA, and they brought him over to the NBA. So you could argue Dr. J, and again, and listen, Dr. J is the coolest motherfucker around. He was unbelievable. Dr. J was great. Philadelphia loved him. The NBA loved him. But let's be real.
Well, not Braun, I
was going to say, as great as Dr. J was, Dr. J wasn't LeBron.
Dr. J wasn't even the best time player of his era. Like the face of the league was Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I know Dr. J's a little bit older than them.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Dr. J's older. Yeah, so no.
Older.
In the 80s, and in the 80s it was Magic and Larry, but from the mid, I would say from
late 70s,
mid 70s to early 80s, it was the Doc.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yes, it was.
It's still not the same. How many championships Doc got? One?
Yeah. Maurice Wright says T.O. got the Eagles to the Super Bowl finally. What we see now, he set the standard.
Yeah, for sure. But he's still, still not LeBron.
Maurice Wright said Doc killed them all. Hey, Doc was great. I mean, that was, other than Wilt versus Russell in the 60s, I mean, the Doc era was the best era this franchise ever had. I mean, Dr. J was here. They made the finals, 5 times? They made it in 76, 77. They lost to Portland. That started the We Owe You one. 80, they lost to the Lakers. 82, they lost to the Lakers. 83, they finally won it. And then 81, I mean, shit. '81 was the year that they would have won the title. They had a 3-1 lead versus Boston. They blew the lead, and then they would have played Moses's Rockets, and they, you know what, that's actually really interesting. You know, it's funny, the great what ifs in sports. If the Sixers don't blow that 3-1, if the Sixers don't blow that 3-1 series lead versus Boston in '81, they probably win the title in '81. And they may never even get Moses. Maybe they just win the title in '81 and that's it. You know what I mean? Ain't that funny how that happens?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the '83 team was like one of the best teams in NBA history. I mean, if you to this day, if you go back, if you go back and NBA historians look, yeah, the '90s Bulls great, '80s Lakers all, but for that 1 year, that '86ers team is one could argue they were as good as anybody. That '86ers team, Moses kicked everybody's ass on the fucking boards, So, but anyway, well, exciting times in Philly. We'll see what they do, the rest of the offseason. And I got to admit, man, for the first time in a long time, I mean, I literally can't wait for opening night NBA. I think the schedule comes out like what, this week or next week or something? It comes out pretty soon, right?
Yes.
What do they got, like 34 national games or something?
34.
Sheesh.
Yeah, so 34.
Christmas either against the Knicks or the Celtics.
I think they get the Knicks on Christmas.
Yeah. So
Knicks Sixers in New York?
I believe so.
Actually, you know what I think it'll be? Because the Sixers are usually on the road in December. So I think it'll be Sixers New York opening night. Then national TV Sixers home opener maybe versus Sixers New York opening night. They'll probably play in Boston early in the season for Jaylen Brown's homecoming in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas, I'll make the prediction right now. I think Christmas is going to be Sixers Lakers. Since the Sixers are usually on the road, it'll be LeBron's return to LA.
That'd be fire.
Yeah, I think it'll be six. I wouldn't shock me if it's Sixers Lakers because I could be wrong. Yeah, maybe it will be Sixers Knicks, but I feel like Sixers Knicks opening night would make a lot of sense. And how fire would that be? This new Sixers squad watches the Knicks celebrate their championship, get their rings, and then we go out and smoke them.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty fucking fire. You know what I mean? In fact, many times when those teams receive their rings, a lot of times they lose that opening game. If the Sixers do play the Knicks opening night, I'm betting the Sixers. I'm definitely putting some money on the Sixers. Definitely.
Yeah, me too.
So even if we start off relatively slow or a little bit clunky, I think opening night we kick their ass. Doesn't mean we kick their ass all year, but I think opening night we kick their ass. So, but anyway, well. Any other time of year, most of the show would be talked about the event that's coming up on Wednesday. Philadelphia Eagles open up training camp Wednesday. A lot of, I don't really know. I don't know any. I mean, can you guys, what are the? I mean, I guess what are the big stories? I mean, maybe Jalen Carter. Is people are saying, is Jalen Carter going to hold out? What's going on with him? What's this new offense going to look like? Anything in particular you guys are looking at in training camp? Like, the first round pick Lemon, I guess we'll see what he looks like. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know, guys. Any other year I'd be like all pumped up for football. And don't get me wrong, in the coming weeks we will. But I can't even get my football. I've been so like a LeBron obsessed. I can't even get the football brain to work.
Yeah, me too. Same. So first year, I'm like, we got LeBron. Like, I already know what the Eagles got.
Yeah.
We kind of already know what kind of team they're going to come in with. They're going to have a good defense. Can Jalen Hurts be that MVP quarterback? You know what I mean? Can our offensive line get back to being a great offensive line? And then if that's the case, we're talking Super Bowl with how talented this team is.
I think it all. Maurice Wright says Jalen Carter's working out. Yeah, because he's probably the big. I don't want to say
What
question
if?
mark, but that's like the big, because it's one of those things. Like he probably wants a new contract. Is he going to hold, like, quote unquote, hold in or hold out? That's a big story, and then you're just wondering how this new offense is going to be.
I know
Sean,
you want a big contract, but you're coming off like your worst year. You want to negotiate your contract right now if your worst year?
Yeah, that's true, but you know how it is in football, man. These dudes want to get paid. I mean, he doesn't give a shit. He wants to get paid off of the Super Bowl year, and he wants to get paid off of his potential. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
Sean, any big issues I mean, we'll get a lot more in the Eagles in coming weeks, obviously, but first initial thoughts on training camp. Like, what are you most looking at right now?
I want to see the defensive front depth, secondary, see how DeJean, how they're going to roll out, him and Quinyon. And then keep an eye out on the kid that we signed from Buccaneers. He plays safety. They're real high on him. So I don't know his name, but he's from the Buccaneers. So look out for him, and I'm hoping, what's his name? Who's the backup to Saquon Barkley? He didn't get his reps.
Oh,
Tank
back. I want to see. I heard he's jacked. He's ready. So let's see what he's all about.
Yeah. You know what I mean, since we're talking training camp, I'll tell you, guy. I obviously, even if he makes the team, he's not going to get a lot of touches, but I'm a little intrigued to see how Damian Pierce looks. He looked really good.
I think yes. There you go. I said it before.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, I can't imagine he's going to get the football a lot, but
he's going to get it on goal line, though, Joey. I think you bring up a good point. Third down.
Well, but what I was saying is, like, he did look good in the zone. Houston ran the zone scheme when he was there, and then he kind of got a little dinged up. So I'm just, since we're talking training camp, I'm a little interested in that. And then also, Fangio was talking a few weeks back about Cooper DeJean lining up at safety a lot.
He's going to be a Swiss Army knife.
Maurice Wright says Jalen Carter needs to kick ass this year to get the big money.
Absolutely, couldn't agree.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think Bigsby might get the ball a little bit more this year.
Yeah, don't sleep on him.
So, but we'll get a lot more in the Eagles next week and the following weeks. But yeah, before we get out of here, I know we had a lot of Sixers, and that's understandable, but Phillies got trade deadline is what? Trade deadline's what? The third or the fourth?
Fourth.
All right, so the trade deadline's in a little over a week, I guess we would say. Tough week. I mean, they just came off they lost what, 2 out of 3 to the Dodgers.
Yes.
2 out of 3 to the Yankees. The offense, I mean, last night they got some hits, but first 2 games versus the Yankees, they got 1 run. I mean, Trey Turner's defense is a fucking disgrace. I mean,
he just did another error too. So
last night or tonight?
Today.
Jesus, are you fucking serious? Only like the second.
My buddy just said something. Yeah, he's on pace to make 38 errors this season.
Dude, Phillies suck. Phillies are like in that before we got this fucking magician of a GM for the Sixers. They're in that territory. Like, you guys suck. You have nothing to trade for. You have nothing but big contracts. The hitting's not going to get better. It's not. Every time they play a good team, they lose.
So, supposedly this weekend it came out that Byron Buxton would waive his no trade clause. Minnesota would want Aiden Miller and Painter, and the Phillies are blocking on Miller. And I'm thinking to myself, well, first off, if you don't go for it this year, everybody and their mother's saying there's probably no baseball next year. So if you don't go for it this year, every one of these guys is going to be 2 years older. I mean, when the hell will you? I mean, you might
They don't
as
look
well.
good right now. They're not gonna look good in 2 years.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't really give it. I'm not concerned with 2028. I'm sorry, but like, you got to go for it now. And Bryce Harper hit a home run. You know what? That's the thing too. Harper hasn't done shit since the fucking home run derby, but he just got a home
Him
run.
and Schwarber. So.
He had a big hit last night, and he has a homer tonight. But before that, I mean, he was really struggling the past like 20 some games. So, but let's get does Dombrowski make a move between now and next week?
He has to.
Yeah, it's a must.
I say yes because he has to.
What do you think?
Especially in this city, like everyone's high on the Eagles. Sixers just did all that. You're not going to do anything
after what the Sixers did.
That's what I'm saying. You're really trying to get shit on if you're Dave Dombrowski and don't make any fucking moves come trade deadline, and you know you're trying to win a championship.
You got to trump him. Yeah.
So what do you think he does? Do you think it's a starter, like possibly a Robbie Ray or somebody from San Francisco, or maybe like a Michael Wacha? Do you see them maybe possibly getting a bullpen piece? I mean, one of the reporters was saying the Phillies are in on Mason Miller. I mean, first off, I don't know how, because I'd love to get Mason Miller, but it's not like we have great prospects. So I can't imagine that other teams out there don't have more to offer San Diego than we do.
Right.
But but it's really sad. I mean, Jason Stark, I think, put out something where like the Phillies outfield is like the worst outfield. And I feel like we have the same conversation every year, except it gets worse. The Phillies outfield has the worst like OPS or some shit.
Yeah, it is.
Fucking years. I mean, it's a disgrace that a team that has a $300 million payroll has such a shitty outfield. I mean, it's an absolute fucking disgrace. So,
Rick Castellanos back.
I know, right? But I mean, here's the thing. Maybe I'll tell you what. If I could get Mason Miller, I would trade them Gage Wood. I'd trade them Painter, Miller, whatever the fuck they need. And you know what I mean? If it's Christ, I mean, Tatis hasn't really done shit all year. But if you told me I had to take Tatis's contract and to get Mason Miller, I'd be like,
right, I'll take that.
Maybe a change of scenery would help the fucking guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
I know Phillies are in a tough spot, dude. You're not going to win with this lineup. So if you have to trade Painter and Miller to get someone or whatever, I feel like at this point, it's whatever you got to do. It's baseball. Just get some guys in here that want to play. It seems like this crew is just tired of playing with each other.
Nah, he's a depth guy. 220 batting average, just depth. Mo.
I just watched the Trey Turner error there. Yeah, it was a shitty throw. It looked like Bohm possibly could have had it, but yeah, it was a shitty throw. Phillies were up 2-0, and then Wheeler already gave up 2 runs. So yeah, that's the problem with the Phillies. I mean, their record with the big three is unbelievable. Like Wheeler, Sanchez, Luzardo. I think they're like 40 something and 14, but then they never win with the 5th starter, and they never win with Nola. Yeah. So
I heard the White Sox want to trade for anything, so trade them Nola.
You know what? We'd have to eat a lot of that salary, but I'll tell you what, I would.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, Nola makes $27 million. Yeah, but like nobody wants Nola, dude.
Nobody wants Nola.
But I'll tell you what, Nola makes $27 million. If the White Sox would take him and pay 10, and I'd have to eat 17, I don't know, man. I'd almost but the only problem is it's what, for like 4 more years.
Who cares?
Maurice Wright said, "Is the guy?
What are you gonna do? Pitch him for 5 more years?
I don't know what they're going to do, bro. They're fucked with him.
He's a backup guy. I said,
Back
Joey.
up for fucking who?
Yeah, the guy in Kansas City's and the other thing, the guy in Kansas City's a left-handed batter too. Like we need a right-handed hitter.
Yeah.
So, all right, 2 predictions here, and then let's get out of here. What position do the Phillies add, or is it multiple positions? And what's their record this week? I think they have 3 in Miami and 3 in Baltimore. So in the next 6, what's the Phillies' record? And do they add, and how much do they add?
I'd say 4-2, and I think they add probably like a bullpen arm. I don't think it's anything like super special, but a bullpen arm, and they'll probably get an outfielder. I don't know if it's a great outfielder or not, but I think they do add both of them positions.
All right, Sean, how about you?
4-2, 5th starting pitcher, and a right-handed bat.
If you're the Phillies, would you be sellers opposed to buyers?
No, absolutely not. No. For the simple reason that they said. I mean, you have an old team, and there might not.
What if
be
somebody
baseball
wants Bryce Harper off you?
Well, yeah, but Bryce Harper would have to want to go.
Yeah,
What
no
if he
trade
maybe
clause.
does?
Yeah, I don't see that. I feel like not the trade deadline. I mean, I'll tell you, if the team continues to kind of if this starts going south the way, like each year, if it keeps going south, I mean, Bryce could possibly in 2028 after the lockout, I could see Bryce being like, "Hey, I'm not going to win here. I love Philadelphia, but I'm ready to move on." I could see that. You know what I mean? But not now. I don't see that now. I think it's more likely they buy. I'll make a prediction. I say they're 4-2 this week. They right the ship a little bit. I think they make a trade with the Giants. I think they get Robbie Ray and possibly that guy, the lefty. I know he's left-handed, but he hits lefters. Young Chu.
Oh.
I don't know. Young Chu Shi, whatever the fuck his name
Young Cho Ho.
Yeah, Young Cho Ho. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, say that 5 times. Say
Young
that.
Go Hogs, Young Go.
Maurice Wright said 3-3 is okay. Yeah, well, the one thing Baltimore's been playing good. The Miami, I'll tell you, it's amazing how things go fast in baseball. Because a couple weeks ago, the Miami people were saying the Marlins were playing really well. The Marlins lost like 12 in a row or something like that. Now Baltimore's been playing good ball. They got to go to Camden Yards. I'll actually be there Sunday. Amanda and I and Paul and his girl and all, we're all going down to Camden Yards next Sunday, so that should be fun. But
nice.
But the Orioles are playing good ball. But yeah, I'm gonna say 4-2, and the Phillies add Robbie Ray, the guy Chu, and a bullpen guy, but not a big guy. You know what I mean? Maurice Wright says the Phillies need a Japanese player. Definitely we do. Yeah, it'd be nice. I mean, have we even? I'm trying to think.
We have it in the farm system.
We had some Korean players, right? Didn't we have? We had Chan-ho Park back in the day, and we had.
Yeah, but we have somebody now.
We had
Sotuchuchi.
Yeah, I can't say his name, dude. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so. Oh man. But all right, guys. Well, look. I guess, you know what? I guess I was going to say we've been kind of doing every other week, but of course we had to do this week because of LeBron. Next week, you know what? Next week will be the trade deadline. So we'll get some trade deadline and training camp. And so we'll see you all next week.
Yeah.
Go Phils and
LeBron James.
Yeah, LeBron James. And let's hope that let's hope our quote unquote Hall of Fame GM. It's amazing. Dombrowski was a Hall of Fame GM like everywhere but here. Fucking
yeah.
I'm
Is
sorry.
it the water?
I'm sorry. He blows. Like you trot out this shitty ass outfield every fucking year. We have nobody that can hit the damn ball. Like dude. I mean,
yeah.
If I'm John Middleton, I'm like, yo, dog, I gave you a $300 million payroll, and this is the shit you gave me.
Yeah, you suck.
John Middleton's going and paying filet mignon prices for like fucking cockroaches. He's eating bugs, this motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like straight up, dude. It's terrible. I can't even say hamburger helper because honestly, hamburger
It's
helper,
better.
Hamburger
It's good.
helper. Well, Amanda, you know what's funny? Amanda makes homemade hamburger helper. That joint's fire, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm not, I ain't disrespecting no hamburger helper, dude. That Dave Dombrowski, Christ, I mean, he don't even deserve hamburger helper if he doesn't get us a couple players, bro.
Yeah.
I'd be like, if I'm Middleton and he don't do shit, he comes in like he expects to have like a steak. I'm like, yo, bro. I'm like, I wouldn't even have PB&J. I'd have like a fucking Uncrustable, and he'd have to unfreeze that joint. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, dude, go get me somebody. You know.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, all right. Listen, thanks for checking us out, everybody. Exciting times in Philadelphia, and let's hope this baseball team gets their shit together because it would be nice to have a Red October. How sick would it be? Killer football team, Red October, an up and coming Flyers team, and then LeBron James and the Sixers squaring off, dude.
Yeah,
Great
man.
times in
It'll be
Philly.
unreal.
Great times in Philly, but the Phillies got to get their shit together. So Dombrowski, you're on the clock, dog.
Yep.
LeBron James.
All right, guys.
All right,
Peace.
see y'all.
Game on, getting strong, let's break the mold. Chasing the stories yet unfold. Passion ignites like a blazing fire. Knowledge takes us higher, higher. Out of the box where the wild ones play, we see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. The field's alive with endless dreams. We're more than stats, we're the in-between. A slam dunk.